Welcome to my channel. This is an indication of some of the things that I cover on a regular basis in my videos. If you haven't already subscribed, please feel free to do so, and don't forget to click the little bell so that you'll get notified of future videos. Please feel free to share my videos on your social media, and I hope you enjoy the video which follows. Well, hello everybody. If you watched my Pandoro video, which came out yesterday, you'll know that I used a lot of egg yolks, so would have had a lot of egg whites left over. I've never made meringues before, and I'm going to attempt making chocolate meringues. There will be a link below the video to a recipe that I'm sort of following. I just won't mention the quantities that I'm using because the recipe is for 3 egg whites, and I had something like 7, I think, egg whites. So starting on the left hand side there is my egg whites, and then sugar, cream of tartar, vanilla extract, a bit of salt, and cocoa powder. It all sounds very easy. We'll see how it works out. First, adding my egg whites. I'm not sure if it's 6 or 7, but it's definitely more than 3. Using the balloon whisk in the stand mixer, and now it says to beat it on a medium speed until they start to foam. So they have started to foam up down in there. So now I'm going to add the salt, cream of tartar, and the vanilla extract. Increasing the speed to a medium-high and adding the sugar a spoonful at a time until it's all in there. Now the sugar is all in, and now you add the cocoa powder. I think decreasing the speed a bit might be good. That way I won't be wearing cocoa powder, I hope. I think I will have to stop and scrape down the bowl at some point, but now you let it run for a few minutes until you have stiff peaks. I think I would call that stiff peaks. The recipe says you can spoon these onto parchment paper. Sorry for all the clang bang noise here. I'm going to make an attempt at piping them. I'm probably have said before on here, I am not very good at piping, but it isn't any fancy design, so I'm hoping I'll be able to do it. Well, as I said, nothing fancy about the piping, and that's good because I don't know much about piping. But I'm just making it into small, sort of little cookie things. These do not expand a great deal, so you can put them quite close together. The oven has been preheated to 215 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what you call it, if they bake or dry out, but it's a long period of time. I'll explain more of that when I put them in the oven. I've got 2 trays prepared, so hopefully there won't be a great deal left over. You don't need to watch me make swirly things all day. I'll show you what I get when I finish, I guess. Well, I filled 2 trays of these funny looking things, and I had enough left over to do that much in a Pyrex dish. Shouldn't be any trouble putting them all in the oven at once. So the 2 trays will go on one shelf and that'll go down below, but they're really not baking, they're drying out. As I said, the temperature is set at 215 degrees, and they get baked for about 90 minutes, an hour and a half. They should feel light and dry and come off the parchment paper. However, to avoid cracks forming when you take them out of the oven, the thing to do, I guess, is to turn off the oven when they are done baking and allow them to completely cool in the oven with the door slightly ajar. So that sort of makes sense, I guess. But we'll put them in right now for their 90 minutes anyway and see what they look like when that's over with. Well, they've had their 90 minutes in the oven at 215, and I just brought this one tray out to see whether or not I think they're done. It says they're supposed to release easily from the parchment paper, which that one is doing, and yeah, I would say that's done. So I'm going to put them back in and shut the oven off and leave the door ajar for an hour or two. Well, they completely cooled in the oven with the door ajar, and now they get dusted with a little more cocoa. I'll show you the finished product when I finish doing all of this. Well, that made quite a few. I've been online doing some research, wondering how I would save these, because obviously I'm not going to sit down and eat them all. They will keep, it says, for a couple of weeks as long as they're in some sort of an airtight container or a Ziploc bag or something. And also they can be frozen. Also has to be in an airtight Ziploc or container or something like that. And the only thing they said about when you're freezing them, when you're thawing them up to use, don't expose them to the air. Leave them in the airtight container until they're thawed, because they'll take in moisture from the air and become soft. So I suspect I will be freezing most of these. Let's give one a try. A nice big one. Those are good. Adding that bit of cocoa to the top is a nice contrast. Sort of the bitter chocolate of the unsweetened cocoa, and then the sweetness of the meringue together. Very nice. And nice and crispy on the outside, and soft and chewy in the center. And they were quite simple and easy to make. Well, I've never done that before, but it's my first time at meringues anyway. So if you find yourself with some extra egg whites, try making some chocolate meringues. They're very good. Thank you very much for watching.